program may contain moments of great personal reflection, sudden and striking realizations, things you should not try at home, the truth about cats and dogs, incomplete thoughts, rambling gibberish, completely ridiculous opinions, winning lottery numbers, things you could really care less about, barking dogs, and unfortunately, Mike and Stan.
What do you want? Did we get that here? On Open Mic Live. If you can find us, if you can see us, we are live right here at Barking Dog Studios, Open Mic Live, every Thursday, 7 p.m. to 8:30, where we bring you the best local talent, comedians, and bands, except for today, because, well, we are the best, so we can't top us.
No, I mean, I think Poet Vibes, that's who's going to be here.
What is, everything is, oh, that's you. Poet Vibes was going to be here? I don't know.
How about now?
It helps if I turn you up. All right, what's up? So Poet was going to be here, but he's not. Stream settings are here, but they're not. Viewing is here. So Facebook changed some things right now.
I see things. There's Hannah Russell. Hannah!
Oh, there I am. Hey. Yeah, so sorry, Facebook changed some things, and now it's taking us a little minute to figure things out. But we are live today. I'm going to turn me down because I'm hot as hell. Up, still hot. How about that? Can't fix hot. Stan, talk to people. I'm trying to fix stuff.
Hold on. I didn't even know we were live, dude. You're very confusing. So what's really going on right now? Like, what you're trying to fix is Facebook Live because they changed things.
Facebook changed the setting, and it looks like we weren't on, but we are on now. And,
so, Hannah Hustle Russell, what's up, sweetie? We have 6 eyeballs. I don't know who they are, but welcome all 6 eyeballs. So, here we are. Poet Vibes had to cancel.
Why?
Which happens right on the show.
Oh, yeah. I mean everybody's
it's
got a life. Sometimes we cancel.
No, you cancel.
I mean, collectively.
I'm a victim of your locked front door.
Tomato, banana.
But it happens though. Like real life does happen. We work with talent that has to work for a living to be able to work on their art, right?
Oh yeah. I mean that's what we do is we share people's art, and if they
so
don't
like
have it,
and that's the thing. And like with comics, we've had comics cancel because they get a paid gig. Like. Yes, that's the whole goal of this. Is for them to go do something like that. Don't feel bad about it unless you're Poet. You should feel like a dick now.
He should at least come in. What's he doing? What's Poet really doing?
He's in Georgia.
Wait a minute. So did he just cancel today?
No, Poet wasn't coming in. The artist was coming in.
Okay.
We don't need Poet. Like,
but he's the handler. I thought he was like the Don King to...
I'll be quite frank with you. I'd rather his artist just come in without him.
Oh, come on. We love Poet.
Is he listening?
No.
Okay, then I'd just rather his artist come in.
But in case he comes back...
So, Hannah, if you heard me...
Hey, I know what you did there.
You got your voice back. Use it. Speak out. So, anyway, we are back. And welcome to Open Mic Live. Mm-hmm. The Open Mic edition, if you will. So, what we're going to do tonight, Michael, if it's okay with you, we'll play a game which is based on The Simpsons predicting things.
Okay, because this is kind of a real news or fake news.
It really is, and it's based on because it's age old that people know, according to the internet, The Simpsons predicted many things to happen.
Simpsons did
right?
It. Yeah.
Which, when you've had 600 and change episodes, it's
600?
inevitable. Oh, they're way over that.
Don't you remember when they were like, yeah, we're going to do 365 days, and it's interesting that I say this. I always heard that they said they were going to do 365 episodes so you could have a new episode every day of the week. But that might have been an internet rumor as well, now that I think about it.
I remember when they were bad cartoons on...
Tracy Ullman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember watching that.
Like, that's the best thing to ever come out of Tracy Ullman.
Right. The best kids? 5 minutes. I don't know.
I don't want to insult him.
That was the best 5 minutes of that whatever series
right.
it was. It was the 5 minute short.
Better than every boyfriend she ever had. So, here's the thing is, this is the longest running TV show in the history of TV.
There's a fragment in there, but yes, it's there. It's.
I'm not doing fractions, Michael.
Well, yeah, but what is it? Those stupid soap operas actually beat it. So it depends. Like they get daytime awards because they've been on for 40 years.
Okay, with the same characters,
cool.
being the same age they were.
Different writers.
So the more story is this, like it's age old. Like they predicted these things, and then like we were talking about before the show, is if people did the research, some of these things are bunk. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like if you actually research them, they've copy and pasted shit on the internet to make it look like those shows had that background.
Right.
But some of them are true.
Sure.
Our game tonight, I did my research.
Oh.
We are going to quiz you on which ones are true or false, and I know which ones are true or false.
Do you? Where'd you get the information?
The Onion. So from Hannah.
.com/blog. Oh.
Boyd's been Skyping in with freaking information. Alejandro, welcome. So anyway, that's going to be that. You're going to play.
Or Dra?
I don't care. There's an O, so I'm not sure you pronounce it with an
I don't. No.
Duh.
What?
With that, we'll be playing more music than usual by some of the local bands that we have.
But new music. Music you haven't heard on
From
this
them,
show before
right.
and probably haven't heard from them.
And to fill time because we're not very good at this shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's the
Basically,
angle.
right?
I really just wanted to put my playlist on and leave.
And to make it worse, you're going to play a little bit of live
I
harmonica.
mean, allegedly, that's what
You will
want
be a
me to
legend
do.
soon.
All right, whatever.
On top of that, we will take calls on Skype. Like, does people have Skype?
I don't know.
Do you have Skype?
Nobody calls it. I have it just so people can Skype in. But do I use it? No.
So other than that,
I have a phone.
What are we going to do? What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. What do you want
What's
to talk
happened
about?
to you?
What has happened to me?
Recently?
I mean, let's see.
Have you gotten taller?
No, shorter, actually. Gravity is really pulling me down.
How old are you?
I mean, old enough.
So when we have a guest cancel like this, the day of the show, like if they do it a week ahead of time, I can get someone to fill in.
Right.
When this happens, what does that do to your brain? Like, are you worried about it?
I'm in flight mode. I'm ready to cancel the show.
Why didn't you?
Because I would have heard it from you and be like, oh, we just took 5 months
I would
off.
have egged your fucking house
Okay.
or swatted you. John,
Don't do that.
when John comes.
I was going to ask if he was free.
He lives way too far away.
But if he works over here, we can just stop on by, grab some PBR, and
So last night, you did an open mic.
I did an open mic.
Right? With,
music open mic.
A musical with your harmonica.
Yep.
And a singer and a guitar player.
So it's half of the band, the Hurricane Eyes.
Hurricane Eyes.
Yeah, so it was Mike and Beth, which will be on, I think, April 16th, tax day. Is that what you figured out?
I
Something like
always
that.
just call y'all Mike and the people with him.
That's pretty much accurate.
That's what you should name the
I
band,
mean,
right?
It's Mike and the other.
And how many times have you done an open mic at that place?
That place was the third time, and that's only the fourth open mic I've actually done.
Really?
Yeah.
And like, how comfortable have you gotten up on stage?
So I've gotten to the point where I'm pretty comfortable. Like the big thing is, it's really hard letting go, knowing that I'm going to hit notes wrong. That still, I guess, bothers me. I didn't think it did. But when there's technical difficulties, that's new to me. The surprises and the gears, that's really what gets me uncomfortable. So even it was right around after you left before my nerves actually calmed. And I've been on stage before where I was fine.
I make you nervous?
It was, yeah. All these people came in to see me, and then they couldn't hear me. And
Is it because I'm looking at your balls the whole time you're up there?
I'm not looking at you. It's fine.
What the hell was the biscuits?
I'm imagining everybody else naked.
So here's the thing that's phenomenal to me is we've been doing this a long time with people that do open mics because they're learning. I've never at any point until recently imagined ever seeing you on stage at an open mic doing this.
Isn't that interesting?
It's fucking weird because it was hard enough to get you to go anywhere to talk to people, let alone be on stage in front of a room full of people. It was a room full of people.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, they started peeling out as soon as y'all played.
Oh, yeah. We make sure that happens.
Has that ever happened to you?
I can't say no. Well, one thing I learned even last night with the technical difficulties, and I actually knew this. I think it was the last open mic where something happened in my head, or I was playing something, whatever, and I immediately thought, "Wow!" When I went back to listen, I always think I'm worse than I am. We always sound worse in my head. I'm my biggest worst critic, and last night was a prime example. Where I thought that, wow, I was, there was a lot of pressure. All of a sudden, my solo came up and, there was just a lot of things that went wrong. But when I went back and listened to it, I was like, you know what? That's not ideally the approach.
That's not what I was going for, but not as bad as I thought it was.
What? Yeah, and you know what? It could have passed. That could have passed for artistic whatnot.
So how long have you been doing this show, Mike?
This show,
Approximately.
are we at 6 years? We're close
Okay.
to 6 years.
Did you imagine yourself ever being on stage when we started doing this?
Oh, no. I actually thought it was interesting that
Hello, Joe.
I kind of found music out of all this because it took a while. I mean, it took years before all of a sudden it was like, you know what? I'm try the harmonica, and then I was like, oh my God, music. Why have I? Why did I leave you 20 years ago? So I've kind of come back to find that again, and I'm working on it. It's hard because one of the things about learning something new with me is finding a way to teach myself how to learn. School didn't do that for me. I left school. School sucked. I got a teacher so he could help me teach myself how to learn because he knew how to step away from me early on. Don't tell me to read a book. My brain doesn't like that. It's not going to comprehend that. But with all that said and done, I'm actually putting in the effort now to learn songs and to really apply myself and get better as a musician.
And the thing, like you just said, though, don't tell me to read a book. I've never been really a book reader for years and years and years. However, that being said, I've read a couple books front to back that interest me and kept my interest. And so it's not that. It's a matter of finding the right book.
Correct.
Or the right people to do what you're doing.
Or the right way to learn.
Right. And for you, the right way to learn is for them to teach you the way you want them to teach you.
Well, it's to give me the tools, and if I use them wrong, say, no, that this is how traditionally it would be done. Now let you go play, go mess around, go mess up, and then figure out why they play it that way and why it doesn't work for me.
So do you think that your passion for music kind of re-engaged from us having great musicians in here and seeing that great music is being played and kind of re-engaging in music in that manner?
I would say, I can't think of a point where I was like, oh, yes, but I would say that in the process, it has happened. I mean, I get to play with these people. Tony was awesome to let me play on stage.
And have
for
they
the
helped
second
you?
Time. Oh, absolutely.
Who's helped you the most?
Questions. Who has helped me the most?
You can say Tony.
I kind of want to say Tony as far as our bands, not just being there to perform on stage, but taking his time out to help me create songs. Like with these songs I pulled out of the blue, came up with some phrases, and he did a backing track behind me.
And who have you reached out to try to kind of talk with that just doesn't have time for you? Just kidding. Don't answer that fucking question.
Okay. Because
Ryan Gerson is listening.
I mean, it's really interesting because I'll sit back and have conversations like with Nick Ehas last time they were in here. We started talking about music theory and modes and stuff like that. I'm not quite ready for that yet, but I understand where that's going.
And so, last night, we left where you were and went to where they were doing karaoke. Mm-hmm. And here's what's interesting to me is everyone mocks karaoke. Okay? Not everyone, but it's got a tainted name. However, in karaoke evening, compared to some of the open mic nights I've gone to, I have seen and heard way better talent proportionately at some of these karaoke things than I have at an open mic.
That makes sense. I would say the number one thing that I would say would be the product of that would be these people are comfortable in that environment with those people.
Brian Sherman says, Stan, you make a lot of people nervous.
That's true.
Do I really? Do I make people nervous?
I mean, I can see where people would have.
Am I aggressive?
It would take a minute for people to. Yes.
do I need to work on my people skills? Am I in the wrong business?
I've only met a few people that just walk away from you. And
Dean Barber moved to another state.
That makes sense. Yes. Heather doesn't come over to our parties anymore because of you.
Bullshit! We bonded, and then she lost limbs, and now I don't know what to hold on to.
She actually lost a leg. So
right. She's like, it's just not worth it. Sorry, Mike, I can't make it. I can't walk through the door.
Oh.
What?
Too soon.
Bitch, you... But I mean, seriously, do you notice when we do this, you get to see more than I do? I'm watching them, but you actually get to observe the reactions because I'm trying to keep the conversation moving. Have you seen both sides of that where people are like, oh, what? Did he really just ask me that?
So I think that, oh, yes. I mean, I've seen people get thrown aback, but I've never really...